I'm Hannah Eden, your iFIT trainer, and today we are here for the internet's most asked Trainer Games questions. I have these beautiful guests with me. We have Darryl, we have Chari, we have Divinity, and we're gonna get into it. First question I have for you, setting the scene. You're about to step onto a plane for a 20-hour flight. What is the conversation that is going on inside of the mind?
Mine was 40 hours.
Whoa. What?
Yeah, I had a pretty crazy layover.
Okay, 40 hours.
After a while, forgot where it was. And I was like, what day is it? So by the time I even got to Mauritius, I was just excited to be there. I was like, I made it and everything's okay.
I'm like a silent, I'm very observant. So throughout every airport, I was looking around, trying to figure out who was coming to Mauritius, who looks fit. And it was our last flight. I was actually sitting across from Darryl, and I had an open row, and Darryl was in the row in front of us, and it was a baby screaming and hollering, and I was just praying to God. I was like, do not let this man come sit in my row. Do not let this man come sit in my row. I'm glad that he's having a terrible experience. So that
did you know that he was going to be?
He had to be. Do you see this body? I knew. I'm like, he's coming. He has to come. So I was just trying to size up and see who was there, but also just keep a level head throughout the process.
I love it. You were ready for blood.
As much blood as I can.
As she was hibernating, because she literally had the eye mask on, she was asleep the whole time. I kept looking, I'm like, she's traveling all this way by herself. She's got to be on the show. You're trying to size
so you guys
people up.
kind of knew.
Yeah, I had a good idea because I'm like, she's by herself, going all the way across the world. So I'm like, all right, is she on the show? I'm trying to look and scope it out. For me, leaving my family, flying that far, the last time I did that was a deployment. So it made me tap into that mindset, and I was just like, all right, I wasn't coming to play games personally.
Oh, yeah.
So I was kind of zoned in and just trying to focus, trying to think about what the terrain was going to be like, the weather. I had no idea.
So I thought I knew what we were getting ourselves into, or let me rephrase that what you guys are going to get yourselves into. And then day one hit, and I'm like,
man.
oh, this is a lot more intense than I thought it would be. Think you know who each other are on the plane, but not really sure, but then you land on the beach. Remember that moment when everyone ran in?
Mm-hmm.
What were the first thoughts when you saw your competition, saw how people were acting, energy, what did it feel like?
So I'm pretty observant, and I'm always paying attention to my surroundings, and I'm seeing these bright, orange buoys, and I'm like, we're going to be out there. I also saw some canoes, so I thought maybe the canoes had something to do with it. When y'all started describing what we were gonna do and that this was just a baseline, I was like, okay, out of my element. All this water, we're swimming, waves, 100-foot waves, swells, 100-foot depth, and then 14-foot, swells, and I'm like, nah, they're bluffing, they're gassing this up. And then when he said, look at that cone way out there, I was like, what cone? And then he's like, wait for the wave. The wave went down. I'm like, nah, ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm swimming that far.
When I was training, just in case they had us do swimming. In my mind, I was like, we're gonna go to the ocean, so I know there might be some swimming. So when I trained, I would train, and I was like, I can do half a mile, but not anymore.
Okay, also, I did discover that I think there was 10 out of 10 of you that put on your piece of paper that you were intermediate to advanced swimmers.
No,
because in my
not
mind,
me. I told him I can survive.
No, wait, I said the same thing. I was like, I've trained in the water when I'm injured, but sprinting. I have good form.
Yeah.
I can
I
swim.
specifically said, I'm not a pro or anything, but I can survive,
Which I also would have done too. It's a
And
competition.
we're talking about, most of us are probably talking about swimming pools.
Yeah.
It's different in the ocean. That's different.
Hi.
Please, hi.
Hi. So my name's Divinity, and I surf. So I was like, I got this. I've been in many bodies of water. I've been in the Indian Ocean before, almost every ocean I've been in. So I was like, I got this. It's lit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we went out there, it in fact was not lit. And then I remember being on the beach, and Hannah or someone was like, and we have Chari, the Olympian. And I remember standing there oh, Divinity, you are the personality hire. There's an Olympian here. Why are you here?
Well, everybody went like this, zunk, and I was like, we're in the ocean. And you guys can all calm down. You're all safe right
and
now.
Also, when we were in the ocean, I was with you at a point in time. I feel like we were neck
while.
and neck for a while, and I was encouraging you, and I'm like, yeah, Darryl, we got this. Represent for the people that can't swim. And then he left me. He left me. I like got stuck trying to go around the buoy, and then he was just straight gone. And in my brain, I'm like, yeah, I can catch up to him, but my like little arms compared to his.
All right, so next question. What was the biggest thing that shocked you after being on the island for a couple of days?
I would say the challenges, really.
Yeah.
Like,
I was always shocked.
we're gonna zip line, we're gonna traverse through the jungle. That's nothing. Like, I'm ready for this. And then they told me blindfolded, you know. So and I'm like, all right, like it's never gonna be just go do this. It's gonna be a wrench thrown in the plane. You know?
It's not just we're making you go up a mountain with absolutely no mobility and weight vests and weights and weights and weights, but like also go pick up that sandbag while you're doing it.
Challenges.
I think internally I was crying when I heard that we had to carry that sandbag. I was like, there's no way. Like,
how am I supposed to get this and this suit up the mountain and myself in one piece?
first of all, why are we doing this? I think every time that they would say something, I would be like, why? This is not America's Next Top Model. When do I get to teach a class and show them that I'm like that girl? And like,
I thought that was I really genuinely thought any minute they're gonna be like, what are you like on camera?
Yeah.
And how can you, are you a teacher? And I was like, I'm a teacher. I can teach, that's what I can do.
no.
For some reason, I didn't think it was going to be any of that.
You kind of knew, which is really interesting to see different perspectives, right? Okay, another question for you. Obviously, we're all friends. Love watching the beautiful relationships that have blossomed. But when you first meet someone that's there to be your competitor, I want to know what you guys all thought of each other when you first met.
I'm always sizing up. I mean, in life, I'm sizing up. Somebody walk behind me, I'm like, all right, this guy's tall. He take his legs out. He tries to attack me. Yeah. When I got there, I'm like, okay, I see this guy. He got dreads. He's poking his chest out. Look like he could wrestle or something.
I was nervous about Darryl because Darryl, it's like a running joke. He would walk around like gripping his own fist, as Chris would say, and he would just walk around like, and he just like has his face. And throughout the whole process, he's just like this, and I'm like, "Oh, this man means business."
Y'all need to take a photo because I don't
That is
feel like I look like that.
impression.
If you look at every episode when Darryl's probably like this,
Your biceps look great.
That you couldn't be more spot on with that impression.
and then you finally talk to him, and he's like the sweetest, most like gentle person. It's like a gentle teddy bear, and I was like, "Darryl, don't cross your arms."
I think
that's something my wife been telling me for a while. I need to be more approachable.
Yeah.
See, I need to soften my
It's
look.
working for you so far. I don't know.
I like it.
I like it.
True.
I think the thing for me is like, I think I'm the youngest of 5, and I learned that like relationships can be ruined really quickly if people get too competitive. And so when it's like ready, set, go, I'm a racer. Like it's time now, but I've always been like this since I was young, is like we should all be best friends. Besides, when the gun goes off, let's race.
Okay,
and
I
like
love that.
may the best man win.
Sportsmanship.
But like when we're out, and I got to know everybody like pretty quickly just by like watching. And I my first thought was every single person here would be the best iFIT trainer.
Yeah, you
just
keep saying that.
so incredible. Like, and because I know the brand so well, I was like a fit. And I was like, this is so cool that they did such a good job picking people who align with the brand so much. Like I kept saying like, I don't even know that you could just pick out of a hat and everybody would be amazing.
Who shocked you the most as far as performance versus like, you look at someone, you could possibly judge a book by its cover. Who shocked you the most out of all the competitors?
Me. I'm usually somebody who can do stuff.
It's me.
And when I went into that water and I could not do it, that's not normally like, because it's okay to not be the best at something, but usually I can at least like do it.
Was that hard to overcome?
I was just shocked. I was in there like my arms are dead and I'm not, because remember they said, you told me, you were like, Chari, they just told me that even if you rest for if you stop moving, and we were so far away, you're like, if you stop moving, we have to pull you
out. It was becoming unsafe.
Yeah, and so I literally for 45 minutes had to just move, and I couldn't even stop for 1 second. And I was like, I've never been so incompetent in an athletic adventure before.
I don't know, everybody, like, you're not supposed to judge a book by a cover, but I was just really surprised at Heather. I thought that she was gonna take it. So to see her go so soon, that was like a shock for me.
She's insane.
She's so insane.
And I was like so athletic, and it doesn't do her justice, the fact that she had to go so early.
And I was like, wait, no, not Heather, because I feel like if she would have stuck around, she could have like took the whole thing.
Heather and I'll say Shelby. So obviously Shelby like I had no idea that she was,
I
you
knew
know,
she was
went to the
coming.
Olympic trials and swimming or anything. So when she just was like, all right, guys.
All smiling.
Shelby
Made it
was
look
my,
so easy.
she was my roommate, so just seeing her mentality every day and how positive she was and nothing can faze her. And like one night I was sleeping and there was a cockroach in my bed, like a fat cockroach. I just felt something like on my chafe.
Nope.
Something was on my chafe and my spirit was like, get up. And I got up and it was a fat Mauritius cockroach.
Nice.
And I'm like, Shelby. And she was like, what do you want to do, D? Just like, okay, just what do you do?
Who need a Shelby in our
Yeah.
life?
I love her.
I love that. So Nick shows up, not alone, but he had two characters that joined him, his mustache and his package. What were we thinking?
I love Nick so much.
Man, I
And
Probably
can't.
one of the coolest humans.
literally,
I got a whole story. Like when I first saw him at the pool, I thought he was like a crazy special ops guy. Like if you're he wore a Speedo at the hotel and he's swimming and he got the mustache. And I'm like, this guy's is a crazy special ops guy. I've seen him before. And when I first seen him, he's like, hi. I was like, this ain't the same
I just
guy.
love him. I just love him so much.
And then he's like, he killed it. Yeah.
I think everybody feels like they should have been shocked by how athletic. He's so athletic. Have you seen dancers?
That's
Oh
what
my
I was
gosh,
gonna
yes.
say. He's a performer. We know how to adapt, honey.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is like like I go to a Broadway show a month. The performers on the best athletes I've ever seen.
Well, thank you so much for the most asked questions on the internet from the Trainer Games. Trainer Games is now streaming on Prime Video.